Yeah, I was 6 years old when I started in the sport. We used to go to Sylvan Lake. My grandfather owned a cabin at Sylvan, and it was just an area where all the family come together to just spend time together, you know. And water skiing was just our way to get out and have fun together. And my brother was 3 years older, and he was always trying different stuff, and everyone was taunting him, you know, do this, do that, and he was pretty talented. And I was the youngster, and I just was trying to catch up. And I think that was a big driving force behind, you know, pushing each other and going to the next level. And at a young age, we just kept pushing each other until my father just said, you know, man, I have some skiers on my hand, and we ended up going to Florida, and it just snowballed from there. It's unbelievable that it's coming to Calgary, and especially at this time in my career. I've always wanted to come back and spend more time in Canada and in Calgary, and just it wasn't conducive because the tour, depending on where the tour is, and it's not a sport that we make, you know, millions of dollars like Tiger or anything like that. You know, you have to work for it, and you have to work it day in and day out, and wherever the tournaments are, if they're overseas or whatever, that's where you got to be. And the last few years, I've done some grassroots programs back here, rip and ride programs through Waterski Canada, and would love to do more of that, but the tour is my bread and butter. And for the Worlds to come back to Canada, to Calgary, is unbelievable. And a lot of people are saying, you know, are you going to retire? And you know, it would be a great place to retire. I'm not saying that yet, but I'm really motivated right now. The Predator Bay people are, you know, right into it, and the level that they've committed to this event, and the Canadian Waterski Canada, I think this will be the best World Championships ever. And they're trying to raise the bar so all the other countries in the world that put on a World Championships step the bar up. And that's just what Canadians do. We want to put on a good show and show everybody that the Canadians can do it better than anybody else. Just down in the foothills by the Bow River, and it's just beautiful, and the skiing is going to be phenomenal, you know. And that's what you need, great conditions, and being close to Calgary is ideal. I mean, it would be nice to be straight down, you know, downtown. You just don't find that anywhere. There's only one tournament in the world, and it's downtown Melbourne, but the conditions are absolutely horrendous. And well, we go there and ski because it brings the people out, but I think this is close enough, and the excitement behind the event and the festival and everything that they're talking about doing is going to bring the people down, and it'll be just a great event, and be you know, a great family atmosphere. You know, my father was a pretty smart man. You know, I guess, you know, he just realized that, you know, he loved the sport, and that's what you need for something to grow like that. And it was just great for us to go out and spend time together. And my father realized, hey, we're going to spend this much time skiing. I need something closer than Sylvan. And we actually found a lake right in Innisfil, where we're from, and it was a slough, and my mother said, there's no way you're putting my kids out on that lake. And we lived there. It was a dump, and over the years, the boat churning up the water, it actually got cleaner. And we spent, you know, as soon as school was over, my father was down there, and we skied. You know, Alberta sun, you know, stays up till 10 o'clock at night, and we were out there every night. And we just loved it. And you know, over the years, the city, the town got behind us and turned the junkyard into a park. And we've had, you know, the provincials, the nationals, we've had everything there. And we've done, over the years, I've done some grassroots programs, and we're actually talking about having the wakeboard provincials there. So it's still an active place, and the town got behind us, and that's what you need for some sport to grow like that. I definitely like Wayne Gretzky and all that. I love hockey. Hockey was my winter thing, and water skiing was my summer. My big role model was probably my brother. I was just trying to catch up, and at a young age, I went to the Junior World Championships at 14, and that's kind of where I recognized, you know, all these kids from other nations, and I was like, man, I'm not too bad. I can hang with these guys, and that's kind of where I realized that I was going to step it up. I knew of skiers. I knew of Joel McClintock, and he was definitely a role model. I don't think I researched it as much as I probably should have, but I needed that bug. I needed that little bit of taste, and sometimes competition and other kids being with other kids. It doesn't matter how much your parents tell you, do this, it's just not going to sink in, and you have to, experience it yourself. And for me, it was that trip to Italy, to the Junior World Championships, that then all of a sudden I was reading every magazine, and Sammy Duvall and Carl Burge and all these guys were in the magazines, and Florida was the hotbed. And my father again realized, okay, we're skiing in the back. Now we need, role models. I need to take my kids where it's hot, and Florida was the place to go. And Joel McClintock was the world champion at that time, so that's where we went. And that became an annual thing. Every 2 weeks, 2 weeks a year, we'd go down to Florida, and we would get exposed to that, and we'd just ski nonstop and just get all that and just take it home with us. And yeah, that just built year after year after year. Yeah, I was kind of an odd kid, because all the kids, they play baseball, or and water skiing is just an abnormal sport, and we just loved it. And when I realized that, when I went to that international competition, to be able to travel internationally, I was just like, this is unbelievable. And I think most people just thought, this is just a fun thing to do and a hobby. And most people do take things as just a hobby, but I just said, I want to take this hobby and make it, lifelong dream, and something that I'm going to, commit a lot of time to, and maybe make it a career. And it isn't amazing to do something that you love and enjoy and get paid for it. And now the people that are mostly my friends are people that I have things in common with, people I ski on the tour with, I travel with, guys that kind of train the same as me, and you just go through all the guys on the circuit, and all the guys are great, and we're a good bunch of it's a family atmosphere, but you meet people that enjoy the same things and train the same way. Some take it really serious, and I train it a little bit different, and you run into people, and then you just hit it off. And that's kind of where my relationship started with my wife. And we didn't see each other all the time. She was Austrian, and I saw her at the World Championships event, and then we started competing, training with the same coach, and we started going to the same, and just we complemented each other, and my skiing got better than hers, and that's how that relationship started. Yeah, we have actually a young team. Like I'm the old guy, and I've been there a long time, and we have a lot of youngsters coming up, and they're just starting to come into their prime. You got Ryan Dodd from Olds, who is just hitting the jump scene, just finished college, and now spending a lot of time focusing on the Pro Tour events. So he's got, he's a little bit green on and after a couple of years coming into the World Championships, he's going to be phenomenal in the jump event. He does all three. You got Whitney McClintock, who's Whitney and Jason, both brothers, and they're uncles of the famous McClintock family. So their background, they definitely have the genes for it, and at a young age, at 17 and under, they were the top girl and boy in the world at the Junior World Championships, and they're a little bit green, and they're starting to hit the tour, and a few years under their belt, they're gonna figure things out, and at the next World Championships, we could be really, really strong. And we haven't won the worlds the last few worlds, but I think that if we all stay healthy, there's no reason why we couldn't pull out a gold medal at the World Championship.